Hello there. Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Rao coming live on talking about silence. Imagine that, talking about silence. Welcome, Alicia. Welcome, Navya. Uh, See, a lot of people struggle with talk in our head, chatter. Nothing wrong with thinking about what we want to really do and keep our thoughts focused in that. That's fine. But what is happening nowadays is we have too much information, too many things we are doing at a time, and keeping our mind really chattering away, chattering away. And this is one of the commonest complaints I hear when somebody's stressed out or burned out. And when they come, they say, I can't put a stop to these thoughts. They're going on continuously. So, some of the things that we do in modern life, maybe we can revisit them and do them in a different way. Uh, I myself, I'm kind of, even the earth is breaking down, I can keep quiet. But this did not come just like that. Um, I will reduce it to one simple principle, okay, that anybody can try and do it. That is, be in the present. That's very easy to say, but to stay there all day means not that you don't do anything. Suppose I'm seeing a patient, all my attention will be on that patient. That way, I am silent to everything else. I don't let the past come into me or the future come into me, right? So, if you are really focusing on that, you may want to do a couple of things before you go to sleep and a couple of things after you get up from the sleep. And then during the day, pay attention to everything that you do. You still will get a lot of things accomplished. I can guarantee you'll save a lot of energy because the thoughts are not going around and then sapping your energy. Each thought is very powerful. Each thought robs a lot of energy, and that's why in the modern life this is actually needed. It used to be only the monks and other people had this silence, and then they greeted you in silence, and then they talked about things, right? That's a very, very good thing. But then uh, they kind of taught us how to use our wonderful force that is thought. It kind of makes us remember things and do things better, or enjoy memories, or regret memories and weep over it, or it can project in imagination, create wonderful things. So, thought is not the problem, thought is not the bad thing, but it is the problem of how we use thought. We don't use it as a tool. We let it go, run on its own way, vagabond it. That's what I call. Don't let the thought go vagabond wherever it is. So you are focused on what you want to do each time. That is, you are using perception of what is happening in front of you without giving color. So this way, I accomplish a lot because I'm doing only one thing at a time. I'm being in the present. Another simple thing, if you are present, you are in actual life. But if you are in a head and then doing something else, then you are in a head, either in the past or the future. That's not the real. That's not life to me. Approach it like that, then it will be very easy to be in silent and use the conscious thought whenever you want it, and then end the thought after it is done. I think these are things that we don't do. We kind of want to be thoughtful, we kind of thinking, we want to be creative, we want to help people to get out of these psychological problems of depression, anxiety. All this will be addressed with the simple thing of being in the present moment. and be in the present with awareness, not with thought, with awareness. So for that, I will tell you a couple of things you do at night time before you go to bed. Try to put the order thoughts are all in order, like something is going around round round in your head. Look at, is it a trivial thing or is it important thing? Lots of times you find they are all trivial, they don't really matter in the realm of things. Then dump them. Don't go on giving them life. And also, if you have to do some things in the morning that are important, use it device, dictate into it, or write it down there, or whatever you use. Right? I usually try to make all the thoughts empty, and anything important they're already in the CRM, in the so many tools we have, they are there. So I don't worry about remembering a meeting tomorrow because the calendar will remind me and all that. Right? Tomorrow morning, actually, I have at 3:30 a.m. I have a meeting from India. I took it because I do get up very early, sometimes 4:30, 3:32. So that's not a bad thing for me. Actually, I'm at the best in the morning because I wake up with a very silent mind, and anything that you do will be in the silence. So I recall when the mind was going around and around, and then I really feel drained at the end of the day. From that, now I can do more work, but then have a lot of more energy. That's not an exaggeration. Anybody can achieve that, provided they understand. Let me try to be in the present. Start with that. Then your silence will take over because you are in the present, you are paying attention to what is in front of you. That means you are trying to perceive what's going on here, and that will be the start. Okay, so silence is very important. Another saying, silence is the mother of the speech. It is not the speech first, but it is silence first. We kind of mess it up by reversing that order, and then we go on chat, 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 or we're going to talk, 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 or all that. Um, so another principle is very well taken by me, and then I understood, go to the mother, go to who is the first, stay there. I was very influenced by some of the sages. Chief among them was Ramana Maharshi. He was silent most of the day, most of the days, most of the weeks, most of the months. But he spoke very little that were taken by people and documented it. And now 6 continents are really people on 6 continents kind of use what he talked about was the direct method. Direct method is your mind, your body, your thought, your emotions, all are tools for your real inner being. Once you stay in the being, the mind will be silent. You don't need to meditate. But to come to that stage is very difficult for us. So let's start what we got. What we got is information overload, limited. What we got is a lot of thoughts in our mind, limited by being in awareness and using consciously the thought. Use the thought, that's a very important asset of ours. But when it is not needed, shut it down, quiet it down. If you practice deep breathing, mindfulness, meditation, or deep samadhi, all these are stages, right? But whatever works for you, you can do it. Let's start with deep breathing. If you take deep breath, and you will see when you are paying attention to the breath, as you take the deep breath, you will see the mind stop chattering. And then once it slowed down at least, then you can follow one thought at a time by watching it. So all these are steps. I'm not saying you will get it in a day, but make time like a 10 or 15 minutes in the morning, preferably after getting up the sleep, and also before you go to sleep. If you can do even few minutes, you cannot do that much, do 2 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes, something like that. But make it a habit every day. Between the day and night change, calm down, keep your mind down for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then take deep breaths. And then try to observe the thoughts, watch the thoughts, slow them, and then you will come to slowing them so much you can pay attention to one thought at a time. That one thought, if it is negative, try to see something like on the cloud we see the sun sparkle as a ray like that. See something positive about that, and then replace the negative thought with that positivity. Okay, once you do that, then you'll be able to watch the thoughts better and then change them. Then slowly all the negatives will fall off and you'll focus only what is positive, right? But then later on you may learn how to empty the whole mind in deeper meditative practices. Okay, I do this in my wellness club in the morning with my students. I invite them to be here and now. The entire hour, I call that as an hour of awareness. And then I want them to take that awareness of being in the present as a perfume to their day and pay attention to everything that they do, whatever job that they do. Pay complete attention. That is the mantra I use. What is that? Attention to every action. Attention to every action. Remember that, or write it down, or look it on the phone, whatever. And also, I used to use a visual cue of uh, API. Am I in the present? AIP. I think AIP is a photo there. I use the photo on the phone, and when I see that, am I in the present? Immediately, I'm brought back to the present. But later on, it became a habit to be in the present, and that is the life actually. So I don't really go into the past and future and then worry that leads to depression and anxiety that leads to a lot of anxiety if you project forward, right? So don't look back, learn the lessons, but don't relive the past. Project into the future with the solid plans, brainstorm and make a decision, but then afterwards stay on acting on them. So attention to every action comes into it to be doing things at the same time being in the present. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. The silence is going to be very important with AI and other things getting more information, more data to us, more things we can do. Luckily, these large language models and all that, they can do a lot of work, scale it and do it very fast. But they are developing protocols, they are developing so many tools that are going to control us. So there is an avatar they create, and the avatar become known as you rather than you really as a human being. So watch it and use the AI like I am doing, but I don't use it like replacing me. I use it as my tool. I'm in charge. Okay, once you have that concept and you are careful, that means you should be able to shut down these devices at least some time of the day, in the morning, in the evening. So another recommendation. This is a big one. Uh, Before you sleep, put the all devices to sleep for half an hour before you go to sleep. So 30 minutes, you don't have any devices, and then you unwind your mind, you empty your mind, and go to sleep. When you get up in the morning, don't open them for half an hour. So you put them to sleep before you go to sleep, and then after you wake up, don't wake them up that quickly. Maybe half an hour, 1 hour. And also try to put it away and be with nature during the day. And all these things, I hope it will help you to be silent. I am. I really relish. I really get really revamped, rejuvenated when I go to the sleep thing. My things are pretty, established. That's why it's easy for me to say. But I do appreciate how difficult it is for people to get silent because so many things come at us. So many things are demanding our attention. So many times you got to do them by certain date and all that. But in between, take a simple thing like breathing, deep breath. You are driving, you see a red light, you stop. That 1 minute, just take a few breaths. It could be five or six or whatever you have. but then bring the attention to the air touching the nostril. That way, your mind will be controlled from running away. Don't get in the thought patterns going back and forth. That is not problem. You can intentionally think, but use that. The other thing is every 1 hour, 1 minute, stop everything and sit down or go to the restroom wherever and take deep breaths for that whole 1 minute, and see what happens. If you do like that, it will be very good. I can talk more about that as you go along, but for now, I just want you to understand that this is a very good thing to think about, understand, and try to employ some of the measures I told you to be silent as much as possible. Okay, so I will stop there, and if anybody has questions, then I'll answer. But I'm going to hang up on Instagram and other places because I'm not really ready to answer everybody on every channel. But I'm transmitting as a communication of some message to my friends to be silent. Hopefully, everything works out to you. Thank you. So, anybody has any questions on Noom Vibe? I can be here for a couple of minutes. Lois, Kristen, Coach Mercy, Christopher, Western philosopher, Coach Scott. Thank you for being here. And if you don't have any, Stacy is also here. So, or you're being silent just to impress me. That's fine too. Okay, I'll see you back when I can. Bye. For those on the LinkedIn, I placed my uh, link tree in the comments. If you want to check my link tree and contact me, that's the way to go. Thank you.